Hello and welcome to your weekly horoscope forecast for week commencing the 2nd of May. As this week begins, Venus, the planet of grace, of charm, of aesthetics, of fashion, but also of relating and of course of money, moves into the first zodiac sign of Aries. If you have been going through some soul searching around a relationship issue recently, this could bring you more into the present, especially if there has been, unfortunately, a separation in your situation. But Venus also moves into an immediate, sparkling alliance with Mercury in one of its two home zones of Gemini. Now this can lead to some flirtatious text winging around. It could also bring a greater sense of enthusiasm to the social scene. Of course, the Sun does continue alongside Uranus in Taurus, which is very much to do with our resources. But Uranus is asking us through the Sun to be as open-minded as possible, to not hold on to things that no longer serve our greater purpose. And in some ways that might be some of the things we've taken for granted a little bit because the cost of living has gone up so much. We might find actually that some of the things we thought were so essential we can let go, and because the two of them are forging such a very powerful and energizing link to the planet of drive, Mars, we can dig deep from within ourselves to find ways in which we can reorder things. Some of that sparkle that Venus and Mercury are going to bring, despite the fact that Venus is technically in its detriment in Aries, could be enjoying the interaction, the personal interaction, and that doesn't really cost anything at all. Now also, there is by Sunday a quarter moon in the sign of Leo. This sees the Sun in the 2nd, the Moon in the 5th, which just cautions us not to be too free and easy with our resources. But also, if there is somebody that we're rather fond of, perhaps they've become rather too used to us indulging them. And this could be a good moment to actually just reinforce our boundaries somewhat. But Jupiter, the planet of fortune, is forging a very powerful alliance to Pluto, the planet of transformation, that goes on all through this week. People who have this in their natal horoscopes are often very lucky and often make quite good progress in life in a material context. But of course, Jupiter in the sign of Pisces can be more of a spiritual dimension, but something can change or evolve in a way which pleases us through that particular influence. Also, Saturn in Aquarius is forging a semi-sextile to Neptune. Some of the things that we might think are very important to our structure of our lives, we might be able to let go of some of those with Neptune's help. But of course Neptune can erode structures in a less positive way, but I don't think that will be the case. I think again we can realise that some of the things that we think or thought were so important are not quite as important as they actually seem to be in the past. Now, if you would like to ascend above this Zodiac broadcast, if you give me 3 pieces of personal information, I can give you a roadmap that can guide the rest of your life. A natal analysis is so incredibly insightful, but also with this, with my special offer, you can also get a 12-month forecast, and the two working together, and I give you 30% off, can really be so very meaningful in terms of tapping your potential, avoiding pitfalls, and making the right moves at the right time. Please see the link below this video for more. Finally, if you are new to my channel, before I give you your Zodiac forecast, if you would be so good to subscribe, I'd be really grateful. I'm racing towards 100,000 subs. It's taken a bit longer than it should have done because of all my health issues, but your support is greatly appreciated. Hello Virgo, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 2nd of May. Venus on Monday moves into your 8th solar house. This is exciting. If someone has been showing an interest in you during Venus's transit through the sign of Pisces, the pleasantries that have been exchanged now can be tested, but also it can lead to a greater sense of devotion. There could also be a strong sense of physical attraction linked to this potential transition. So the next 28 days could see you get much more up close and personal if the preliminaries in a sort of getting to know you period have been going well. But that could be just as true about a business opportunity as it can be about a personal relationship. Now, in terms of an existing situation, whether it is if you're more entrepreneurial or it is in terms of a personal situation, you can gain from a partner's fortune or from the hard work that's been invested for some while in a joint situation. So an exciting development. Now also Venus forges a very positive link to your ruler Mercury right through the spine of this week, and Mercury's in your sector of success, so there could be a link, maybe some kind of contract or improvement in your situation could be offered. Of course, the Sun's combination with Uranus is bringing shockwaves to the world in general. Uranus last went through the sign of Taurus 84 years ago when the process began, which was about 1937. We know what happened then through to about 43, and we're getting a repeat of that instability in the world. But for you, the Sun's combination with Uranus is making you much more daring. If you have over the last couple of years done something that's different, you've pushed out, you've been more explorative in terms of your boundaries, Uranus is likely to be the reason why. So the combination with the Sun and Uranus could push you to do something spontaneous that is to do with embracing freedom in some way. Now it may be taking a few days off and getting out of your regular routines. It may be something more fundamental like moving to another country or further afield from where you are. The sense of restlessness that's perhaps gripping you at the moment can actually be very positive, because Mars in your sector of relating links into the Sun and Uranus. So you could get a buzz. So if you are single and you encounter someone who's a bit more provocative or different in their views, rather than putting you off, it could actually really pique your interest even more. Also, Jupiter in your sector of relating is forging a fine link to Pluto in your sector of romance. So you can see there's an awful lot of good stuff going on. It's just that change may be inevitable and trying to resist it might not work well for you. Now later this week there is a quarter moon in quite a sensitive location on Sunday. You could, towards the end of this week, let little issues get under your skin more than you might normally be inclined to do. This is because it's a 12th, 9th aspect, which can amplify energies. And the 12th house is about the subconscious. So you may just want to keep anyone you find a bit challenging at an arm's length as this week draws to a close and through the back of week commencing the 9th of May.